In this lecture, we are going to be looking into ls command in detail. We'll see that what are the different options that we can use with ls command, right? So, when we talk about ls, we have used it in previous lectures as well. What this command actually do is it lists all the content of your present directory, right? So first of all, what I'll do, I'll just write this pwd to see in which directory I am. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and use this ls command here. So here you can see it's giving me all the content that is present in this marshmallow folder, right? We have a couple of different folders: desktop, documents, downloads, music, pictures, public, snap, templates, video, and we have applications as well. We have this this file called installing Firefox, and then we also have something or we can say a software which is a CUDA repo Ubuntu, which is used for GPUs, right? So this is all the content that is present in this marshmallow folder, right? And we have viewed it with the help of this ls command. So that's what this ls command essentially does. But there are a couple of different options that we can use to, enhance its capabilities. And you can go and look for those options with this help option, right? So all you have to do is just write your ls command and give this command an argument that will be --help. So it will give you all the possible options that this ls command, it supports, right? So I'll just go ahead and maximize this window so we can visualize everything more clearly. So these are all the different options that you can work with while using this ls command, right? We will not definitely use all of them in this lecture, but I'll just go through a couple of different options that we can use with this ls command. So first of all, we'll use -a, right? So what this command actually does is, I'll just write this. So what this command actually do is it shows all the files that are hidden inside a folder, right? So a couple of times we have different folders of files that are for system settings, right? Or they belong to system configurations. And for some reason, they are not visible when you open up that directory using your file manager or something, right? Just like here, if I just go ahead and print this ls command, we have these folders and files what we can see. But if I just go ahead and write this -a argument with this ls, it's gonna show me all the hidden documents or files or folders that are present in this directory, and they are saved there with by this operating system, right? If I just go ahead and hit enter, here you can see we have this .bash history, .bash logout, .cache, .config, .bash rc, and here you can see we have less hst, we have .local, .mozilla. So these are all the hidden files that were saved here by the operating system, right? You can access these files as well. I mean, if you want to go to this or check this file, this .bash rc, all you have to do is write nano, which is a text editor, and then you will write bash rc, right? Obviously, you're gonna be using that dot in before writing bash rc, because that shows that this file is hidden, right? And here you can see this is the entire file that you just that is saved in bash rc, right? So here you can see its name as well. So what I'll do, I'll just go ahead and exit this file. I mean, that's how you can use ls-a to see or list all the hidden files as well. The next coming up, we have -l, right? So if I just go ahead and write this command, it's giving me this all of the content folder and files that are present in my marshmallow folder, right? But if you want all these files in a list format, right? So for that, all you have to do is write -l. If I just go ahead and run this, here you can see now all the files are formatted in a list format, right? These columns, they actually have different meaning. The first column here actually shows all the permissions to this folder. Then we have a number of links to this folder in this column. Then we have group, which group this folder belong to. Then we have who is the owner of this folder. Then we have the size of the file, right? So this shows the size, and obviously it is in KBs, right? So that's how these are all the bytes. Sorry, not in KBs. It's in bytes, so that's how it's written so long. It means that this CUDA repo Ubuntu, it's in it's around 3 gigabytes, right? So that's how it's that huge number written here. Then comes month, date, and then comes the time on which this file was saved, and then comes the name of the file or the folder or the content that is present in the folder, right? So that's how this is what all these columns are actually showing us. Okay, so now that we have discussed that what does -l do, let's see what does -lh do, right? So I'll write ls-lh. Right, so here you can see everything is almost same, but the only difference is this column, right? Here we got the size of the file in bytes, right? Now that is present in kilobytes or gigabytes or megabytes, and here you can see for gigabyte it will represent, or it will print G. For kilobyte it will print K, right? So just like I mentioned earlier, this CUDA file was around 3 GB, right? So that's why it was showing this in bytes, right? So here you can see we have almost 3 GBs of space associated with this file. Okay, so this is what your ls-lh does. Let's say if you want to sort all these files in a descending way, right? So the most heaviest file, it comes first, then after that the less heaviest, then after that the less heaviest, right? In descending order in terms of their size. So all you have to do is write ls-lh. So until this command, it's the same, but then you will give this character, which is s. If I just go ahead and run this, here you can see first I have this CUDA file, right? Just like before we had this CUDA file, right? But now after that the files were written in random order, right? And the way we can verify is that installing Firefox, it was only 479 bytes, right? So, and all the other files were around 4 KB, right? But now after we ran this command, you can see that it's in descending order. Here we have 2.9 GB, then we have 4 KB because all the files are around 4 KB. And after that, this installing file, Firefox is coming at the last of this list. And because it occupies the least size, only 479 bytes, right? So that's how you can rearrange the content or the list of the content of the directory with -lhs command. So moving forward, we have another argument, let's say ls, and then we will use this -d static this slash, right? So what it will do is it will display all the subdirectories in the directory that you're working on, right? So right now, when we implemented the above commands, it was showing us everything. It was showing this CUDA, its extension was .deb. It was showing us this installing Firefox, its extension is .txt, and then it was also showing us the subdirectories, right? But if we just run this command, ls-d static slash, it's gonna show us. Okay, so I made a little mistake, and the mistake is I think we gave too much space here. Okay, so here you have to give space between D and static, right? So here you can see now we have only subdirectories. We do not have this CUDA file. We do not have this installing Firefox, right? So if you want to see all the folders or the subdirectories in your current directory, then just go ahead and run this command. I'll just clear this terminal so we have less mess up here. Okay, so the very next thing that we have is -r. I mean, we just saw that how we can list all the, I would say, all the subdirectories of a current directory, right? What if we want to see the content of those subdirectories as well? So for that, we use an argument called -r, right? So let's just go to desktop because we have less files there, and I will use ls.r. And here you can see, first we have this folder name. Inside the Ubuntu folder, we have Velodyne folder, and inside Velodyne folder, we have all these bin files. Then in the Ubuntu folder, we have another folder called label_2, right? So in that folder, we have all these text files, right? So we have, in Ubuntu, we have, content, this file, which is a text file, and these two folders, right? Label_2 and Velodyne folder, right? Which we saw here. Okay, so in the Blackbird folder, we have templates folder. In template folder, we have static folder. In static folder, we have media folder. And in the media folder, we have all this content, right? So it will go to all the subdirectories and it will list all the content of those subdirectories step by step, right? So that's how you can use -r to display all the content of the subdirectories, right? So if you want to check the, let's say I am in desktop, right? Let's just go to this this Ubuntu folder, right? So I'll just go to this Ubuntu folder, and I will list all the content of this folder. So we have all these 3 files, folders, 2 folders, and 1 file, right? What if I want to print out the content of the previous folder? I mean, in this case, the previous folder is desktop, right? So to do that, all I have to do is write ls, and then I will write double dot. Remember, in the case of change directory, we also use these double dots for previous folder or for parent folder, right? But all we have to do is write / with it. If I just run this, it's gonna go to the previous directory and it's gonna print all the content of that directory, right? So, you can see here for the desktop, we had this content, right? And now after we run this command, we again have that exact identical content. So that means now we are seeing the content of desktop directory. So that is how you can play around with ls command to do different tasks, right? And to see all the options that we just saw. I mean, we only work with a few of them. If you want to work with all of them, just go ahead and write ls -help and hit enter. It will give you all the available options that you can use with this ls command.